Slash to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SLASH to 321-321. That's slash to 321-321. Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
On the ones and twos, but actually right here in front of us is my guy C-Cat. Make sure you tapped in on the YouTube live stream, which is presented by Prize Picks, because we are on the move with Safebound Moving and Storage at the Kaseya Center here for Heat Media Days. We just had Khalil Ware, first-round pick for the Miami Heat, pull up. He's doing his media scrum right behind us. Actually, if you're tapped in on the YouTube stream, because he's so tall, he's a 7-footer, you can see him towering over the media professionals here that are lined up to get these interviews. We still have yet to get the debut of Jimmy Butler's new look.
Yeah, this will be the first time you'll see it. It'll be on our live stream. Before anyone can take a picture of it, take a video of it, and post it, it'll be on the live stream. So
absolutely.
Gotta be locked in.
This is going to be the debut. Our live stream is actually pointed towards the hallway here at the Kaseya Center where Jimmy Butler is going to arrive. There's been a lot of anticipation. Obviously, 2 years ago, it was the dreads. It was Rasta Jimmy. Last year, it was Emo Jimmy with the permed hair and like 18 different piercings on his face. We'll see what look he pulls out today. The big change up for today, though, was Tyler Hero rocking the buzz cut.
Yeah.
The military fade, saying that he's locked in. This is a whole new Tyler Hero mentally this year. He's been reading books, audio books too, podcasts. The dude is. You felt the gravity there in that interview, huh, C-Cat?
I did feel the gravity. He felt like a new man. He's very confident, but also humble, so I appreciated that out of Tyler Hero. We're going to hear from him later on in the show.
Yeah.
I want to know two things from you. One, can you say you read a book if you listen to the audiobook?
Yes. In 2024, yes. In 2020, maybe not.
Okay.
We've evolved as people.
What version of Jimmy Butler are you putting your money on that we see walk out through the hallway? What haircut? What style? What do you think you're going to see?
I think I'm going to go with actually a picked-out afro. I'm going to go with a picked-out afro.
Okay.
I think that would be the wave. That's a little different. It's a little eccentric. It'll get the people going. If I'm right on that and we lock in on this, it'll be almost like exactly how precise I was by my prediction of exactly what we saw last night from those Buffalo Bills, C-Cat. I don't even like to be I told you so guy. I hate that kind of guy.
You've changed in the past week. You do it all the time now.
I know, but I don't like to do it. I absolutely hate reminding people that I was right and they were wrong. But when the Buffalo Bills came out of the gates this NFL season and everybody was hot on them, they had 3 straight wins over the Cardinals, which, by the way, they trailed. They trailed the Cardinals and had to come back in that Week 1 win. And then the Bills come back to earth, right? And on a Thursday night, they get the Miami Dolphins. They take them down. That was cute. That was big. Like, I haven't seen the Bills beat a team that has been actually above average. Not even good, above average teams. Between the Jaguars, the Cardinals, and the Dolphins, the Bills have done nothing but beat up on bad teams. And last night they ran into a championship contender, a playoff team, your favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens. And just like I predicted, they ain't had the same stuff that y'all thought they would. Derrick Henry right out of the gates, 87-yard touchdown, the longest run in Ravens history. And they've been kicking since before you were born, C-Cat. They've been kicking for 29 years. Derrick Henry, $199 on the ground, 2 tutties. And the Ravens pull away with a 35-10 victory. This was the bludgeoning that Alabama gave us over Georgia, except for the Ravens finished the job from wire to wire. And I just couldn't feel more right on this Monday.
You know, it was kind of alarming to see that the Bills couldn't do anything on offense. I think that the Ravens are going to do what they did on offense against a lot of the opponents they face this year on the ground. When you have Derrick Henry running with maybe 1 or 2 yards before he gets touched, they're going to do that to most of the opponents they face. You're also going to see that really on defense. I don't know if the Ravens are especially special on defense, and they made the Bills look extraordinarily regular.
They did make them look extraordinarily regular, and a guy that when he pulls up, he makes a lot of people around him look regular, and he just snapped us up here for Media Day here. I can say a center is Jaime Jaquez Jr.
How y'all doing?
Pulling up. No longer the rookie, man.
No longer.
Not a second-year guy. You're pulling up here on Theoretically Speaking. We're actually live on the radio just so you know.
What's up, radio? How we doing?
We're live here on ESPN 106.3, and just to kick things off here, offseason like now you felt what a full 82 games were like. You also felt something that a lot of rookies don't get to experience. That's a playoff series where you're playing a pivotal role. How did that change what this offseason was like compared to last year?
Well, I think this year I had a lot more downtime. I think after my first offseason, after college, going into my NBA season, it felt like just nonstop basketball. So it was nice to get a little break. Unfortunately, it was a shorter end than I would have hoped. But with that being said, I think it was still nice to be able to get away and look back at how long that year was and enjoy it. So it was a good offseason. Yeah, it was a good year for you too. I saw you out at the White House one day delivering a speech. I do have to ask you. Somebody told, how good is your Spanish? How good is your Spanish? I wouldn't say it's great, but I can say I can get by. Like you drop me in a Spanish-speaking country, I can make it out. I'll be all right. Because I'm saying, I know you're Mexican-American. You were in LA for college for 4 years. Now you're in South Florida. I mean, you got to pick it up just by osmosis at this point. Literally. I mean, I'll say this. In Miami, it is spoken like you're in a Spanish-speaking country, like you're in Cuba or Mexico. In California, it is not so much. It isn't as, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's people everywhere. Everybody speaks Spanish in California, but I guess here it's just it feels like you're in a different country. They walk right up to you. Yeah, people be thinking I'm like Cuban or Puerto Rican talking Spanish, Dominican and whatnot, man. Exactly. And I know they do it to you. They talk Spanish to you instantly out the gate sometimes. My guy C-Cat here. We were just recapping what a wonderful football weekend it was. Did you take in any football this weekend? What's your football allegiances? My football allegiances, I guess I'd have to say the Rams. I won't lie, guys. I'm not the biggest football fan. Yeah. I know everyone's got fantasy, and so I'm not there. I like watching games though. I love football. I always put on a game. I was at the UCLA football game not too long ago, or actually 2 days ago. I was there. Okay. Yeah, UCLA, Oregon. Unfortunately, we took the L that game. It's Oregon. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back, guys. I'm still confident in our Bruins. I saw Lamar Jackson last night, the Bills and the Ravens. He was hooping. Come on, he hooping. Stay hooping. Yeah. He's incredible. So. I mean, I keep up when I can. Yeah. I keep up when I can.
What made you pick the Rams between the Rams and the Chargers or any other team in California?
Man, because the Chargers, they need to go back down to San Diego, man. That's why.
Get them out of there.
Chargers got to go to San Diego. Let them be with the Padres, man. If it was the Rams or the Raiders, that's probably where I have my allegiances. I like it. Just lay the law down right there. Jaime Jaquez Jr. He spent 4 years in Southern California. He gets to do that kind of stuff as he joins us here on Theoretically Speaking. You got a former Louisville Cardinal now about to ramp up a full season with y'all in Terry Rozier. Yeah. He's excited. I mean, how excited are you to get a full season of that guy, the kind of energy, the kind of rim pressure he creates on offense? Yeah, man, I'm super excited being able to work with him. He was in here every day. And you just see how hard he worked this offseason, man. He's in for a big year, and I'm really excited for him, man. Playing against him in Charlotte, for the first half, I played him maybe like 3 times in a month. So I got to get very familiar with this game, and then to have him come to us with Miami, it's been great, man. He's a great dude, and really happy for him that he's all back and healthy. Tyler Hero, it took him until year 6 to go with the buzz cut. He was known for that hairdo, the hairstyles and whatnot. Man. Jaime, you got the best locks on the team now. How soon until you get the militaristic look, or is that's never happening for Triple J? For those of you who don't know, my freshman year of college, I had a buzz cut. Oh. And I didn't like it, man. I didn't like it. So from that moment on, when I decided to just let it grow and let it flow. Here's the rule. Here I am. Are you a cap wearer? Do you wear hats? All the time. Okay. When you get a fresh trim up, a fresh chop, how many days do you have to go before you sport a cap? Because my guy C-Cat, he'll come in the morning after getting a haircut, he'll ruin it wearing the cap. Yeah. How many days without a cap do you go? Oh man, I wear a hat to the wherever I'm getting my haircut, to the barbershop. I wear a hat to and from? Well, I actually no, I wear it there, and I wear it just in case. Because I switch barbers a lot, man. I'm gonna lie.
Bad hair, you need a backup plan.
I mean, I just say, like, I keep my hair long, man, and I don't really go get my hair cut that often. But I mean, if I get a cut, I'll wear a hat like the next day. It ain't.
Thank you.
It ain't that deep.
Why you switch barbers so much?
I mean, I've been moving. I've also keep my hair super long.
Yeah.
So I don't really get haircuts like that often, and it's really just a trim. You know, like it's not that hard for someone.
Speaking of haircuts, I mean, we're all kind of waiting for Jimmy to walk out here to see what his hair or head looks like. Do you have any insight? Do you know what Jimmy Butler's going to do?
I know you saw him back there.
I haven't even seen him today. So I'm going to just go out, and this is what I threw out earlier. I think Mohawk.
Mohawk.
Okay.
I think he's going to go with a Mohawk.
So my vote was a picked out afro.
Okay.
You went Mohawk CCAT. We got Jaime Jaquez Jr. here for Miami Heat Media. They were predicting Jimmy Butler's hairstyle when he pulls up. What do you think, CCAT?
I think Jimmy might lean into the prodigal son of Michael Jordan thing and go bald.
Oh,
no
straight
shot.
bald. No.
Because you can't just, unless it's a bald cap.
Yeah, you can't just go bald.
Now, he could, because everything else he's done has been able to reverse back once he feels comfortable.
Yeah.
If he goes with the bald cap that people wear for movies, maybe you can.
Maybe. I mean, he's got.
Maybe that's what's taking so long. We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, maybe that's what's taking so long. I just feel he's got a great head of hair, man. And with all that, you know, you could be versatile. There's a lot you can do. Once you go bald, man, there's no going back. There's no going back.
Once you go bald, you go home. You heard it here. When you go bald, you go no going back. For Jaime Jaquez Jr. Coming back into the NBA for year 2, you talked about versatility. What you work on this offseason? What are you bringing to the table next? Because you got a lot of shot creators. You also got a lot of versatile defenders. What was the one thing that you want to add to your game?
Yeah, man, I want to jump into that versatile defender area, and be able to play defense at a very, very high level, be able to get stops in crucial moments. And then, like you said, we got a lot of shot creators, a lot of guys who can get buckets, and offensively, I want to be able to try to create for those guys, and great opportunities, give them easier buckets. As well as spacing the floor and being able to knock down shots, and they trusted me that I'm going to knock down a shot while they're out there creating. So I think those 3 areas were a big emphasis for me this offseason.
Last year as a rookie, everything's new to you with this process.
Yeah.
This year, year 2, what's different for you in terms of your day-to-day life?
Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, nothing. I mean, I kind of do the same things. I picked up golf was really my hobby.
South Florida man now.
Yeah, golf was really there, but I slowly transitioned because it was getting hard to play because of the rain and it's hot, and you got to get guys to play with. It's long. It takes like 4 hours. So I started switching over to paddle or whatever. Is it paddle?
I never heard of that. No.
Wait, you guys heard of pickleball?
Pickleball for sure. Yeah.
It's not pickleball. It's like a mini tennis court.
Yeah.
But it's inside of like this glass wall, and you can
Well,
hit
hold
the
the
ball
mic
off
up
the
to
wall.
you. Yeah,
You can hit the ball against the wall. It's like a tennis court.
It's like squash?
Squash.
It's like a combination of squash and tennis.
Okay, but different. Okay.
It's called paddle. Yeah.
Called paddle. We got to check into that.
You guys got to check in, man.
You're putting us on game.
Shout out Paddle X, the Reserve, Wynwood Paddle, all those spots, man. Check them out. That's where I was this offseason.
Yeah, might run into you
when
there.
I wasn't in the gym, I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. Jimmy plays too.
Is he better than you?
I've never played him, but I doubt it.
I think that's what you got to say.
Hey,
Is anybody on the team better at golfing than you?
Yeah. There's guys better. I think Drew Smith, he's really good. I know Duncan's good. I haven't been out with him though.
It's the jump shooters, man. The jump shooters are always good at golf.
I don't know what it is, man.
Do you turn that competitive fire on and off? Because, of course, this is your profession. This is your game. When you're off the basketball court and you're doing something else athletic, another game, can you turn that switch off to where you can relax and do it, or is it still
Nah, man,
full-fledged
I be wanting to win, man. I get sick when I lose. So, like, for example, we had a little tournament. It's like me, my girlfriend, and then Duncan, his girlfriend, Drew, his girl. We would all go out and play paddle and have a little tournament.
Yeah.
And as much fun as we thought that was going to be, there was a lot of there was a lot of back and forth between the couples, man.
Yeah.
They were getting after it, man.
It gets serious.
I thought I was competitive. Those our girls, man, they're just as fiery as us.
Yeah, and then you do that with Taboo or any kind of game night or anything like that too. It get intense.
It gets intense, man. You thought it was gonna be a fun double date. No, it was not, man.
Ain't no way.
It was not.
Ain't no way.
Why didn't you get the ball? Why don't you? Yeah,
Look,
so
when your significant other reneges on you,
Yeah.
and that's when you know in spades, if y'all are able to get through a renege in spades and
Yeah.
see it to the other side, you're getting married. You're locked in.
Locked in.
Jaime, one last one out the door, man. I'm curious because Spo said it at the podium earlier. He said we're relying on, for that likely starting lineup, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier. He's not saying that that's, in stone, but I know that there's a fifth spot up for grabs. I know y'all don't petition for stuff like that. You do it with your play, but what do you think he needs in that fifth spot in the starting lineup, and what do you think Triple J can provide there?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Spo, he's such an incredible coach, man. He knows what he's looking for. He knows what he wants. As far as, starting roles, I mean, I think, for myself, I know I can go in there and fill any spot that he wants me to fill. Whoever that goes to, I mean, whether it's, me, Nico was in that starting spot a lot last year. I mean, it's really where we all fit the best. Wherever we can mesh and go from there, I think that's the most important thing. So,
appreciate that.
No, for
hey,
sure.
Enjoy the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Go Rams, and we'll be looking forward to when you get the buzz cut going.
Appreciate it, man. You're gonna have to wait a while for that.
Yeah. Jaime Jaquez Jr. right there, Miami Heat forward, second-year guy, former first-round pick, now turning into a vet here and giving y'all some free game. Once you go bald, you can't go back. So we'll see when Jimmy Butler does pull up here for Heat Media Day. If he does it, if he goes through with the look that CCAT is suggesting, because I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea.
It would go for gasps, right?
Yeah.
If you set the bar so high
Yeah.
with everything Jimmy's done with his style, you got to really do the unthinkable.
You got to. You got to go for it, and I wouldn't be mad at it at all. And you know what else you got to go for? Maybe being competitive in games that also involve other teams on your level, and the Buffalo Bills have yet to do that here in the 2024 season. Yes, I'm bringing it back to the NFL because that's where we started here on Theoretically Speaking, and we're taking your calls on two things on the Baptist Health Hotline. Number one, your biggest football takeaway after a wonderful weekend that started off with the Miami Hurricanes almost on the wrong end of a Hail Mary, but getting a win against Virginia Tech at home, and ended with Lamar Jackson proving once and for all again that he reigns dominant over Josh Allen. CCAT, I know you hate to hear that, but it's your guy, and he's doing it.
I don't hate to hear that at all.
Yeah.
Any morning after a Ravens win is a good morning for me.
Yeah.
It was alarming to see that Josh had no answers to the Ravens defense.
Yeah, that is 180 yards through the air, no touchdowns for Josh Allen, and you would assume that, especially once you get into a position where we know he's throwing the ball, we know we're playing from behind, we're trying to play catch up, you would assume that him and what he showed the first three games would have some of those answers, would have some of those counters, could create some kind of explosive plays, but he seemed a bit hamstrung when it wasn't a blowout. I mean, if that was Lamar, people would be calling him a front runner.
Yeah.
It was Josh Allen, and there's probably going to be some more excuses still. I think he's still a good player. I think the Bills are going to be there at the end of the year at some point. I just don't think they're as good as y'all made him out to be.
How much of that is not being battle tested?
Oh, here he is. Oh, he didn't do it. That's the debut right there. Jimmy Butler pulls up, and he didn't go bald. He didn't go fro. He went with the actual typical Jimmy Butler look with the cornrows braided back.
All about ball this year.
Yeah, he's locked in.
That's what I read that as.
You know what? That's what we've been seeing from everything from the Miami Heat so far. That's what Tyler Hero's whole description of his new look with the buzz cut was. All about ball, militaristic, focused, locked in. Jimmy Butler's in album mode. Maybe that reigns something favorite for the Heat. Maybe that's good and favorable for the squad down here at the Kaseya Center.
Yeah, teams that the Ravens have played have been far superior than the teams that the Bills have played this year.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. Say what you want about the Cowboys. They're definitely a better team than the Broncos, Cardinals, and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And same, obviously, the Ravens play the Chiefs week 1 on the NFL kickoff. So the Ravens were battle-tested going into last night's game. The Bills simply were not.
They weren't, and they paid for it, and they'll have a chance to bounce back for it. But now Sean McDermott has got to get back to the drawing board, and hopefully his locker room speech has nothing to do with some of the stuff he used to motivate the guys in the past. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. That's the number to tap in here on the Baptist Health Hotline on Theoretically Speaking. We are on the move. with Safebound Moving and Storage here at the Kaseya Center for Miami Heat Media Day. Jimmy Butler participating in his media scrum right behind us right here. C-Cat here, myself, Theo Dorsey, as we keep it flowing here. And make sure you tap in with us on the YouTube stream at Theo Speaking. It's presented by Prize Picks, and it also presents to you, literally, what's going on here. We got all the action in the background. It's actually kind of distracting for me. I can't really.
I kind of want to pick up the laptop we have in front of us that has the camera that's showing everything from the YouTube stream and bring it to Jimmy Butler and just give you a live look at it rather than us two chuckleheads talking about NFL Week 4.
Right.
But that's what football does to you, right? That's what people want to talk about.
It is what the greater public is doing. And is that a fire alarm?
Yeah, the fire alarm's going off right now.
So we'll have to figure out if we're going to be able to stick with you here on the airways. but as we battle through that, because it looks like nobody else is moving or in motion,
we're good.
C-Cat, I am curious for you. That game happening on Sunday Night Football, the last taste of football that we get before Monday morning, and it being such it was demonstrative what the Ravens were able to do to the Bills. Are you surprised that the response hasn't been greater? Because if that thing gets buried on a Thursday night or if it gets buried on a Sunday afternoon slate at 1 o'clock, a lot of times there's just other things for people to tee off on. But I don't see, at least as loudly, the reaction that I would see from a game that we've seen. Even this year I've seen some bolder reactions out of it. Is it just people looking at it like a fluke?
Fluke wouldn't be the word. I think it was more about the Ravens proving to be who they thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I think this is more of a pro-Ravens game than an anti-Bills game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that the Ravens went a little bit stumbling out of the gates. Of course, they competed with the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs, but then they lost the game they shouldn't have lost against the Raiders. And then you also have really nearly allowing the Cowboys to come back after leading by over 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So the Ravens did not show their best hand at all until last night against the Bills at home, blackout circumstances. They pulled out all the stops. Mark Ingram was in attendance. Andrew Reese was in attendance.
Yeah.
All eyes were in Baltimore last night. They had no choice but to win last night.
And Miami Heat forward Haywood Highsmith, who pulled up with us earlier, will post that interview to YouTube at Theo Speaking. He said it like he's a Baltimore guy. He's feeling a little bold about those Ravens after last night. They proved to people what we thought they would be coming out of the gates. They just had a slow start. Now they're back in it. Now they're 2-2, no longer with their backs against the wall in a prime position to actually be back in the front runner position in the AFC North. The Steelers lost. There was so much that shook out over this football season's weekend.
And you knew a loss like that from the Steelers was coming.
Eventually.
Right? I know we like to talk about how great that defense is, and the defense is great. But that offense left a lot to be desired. Even with Justin Fields not losing the Steelers games, he was really just treading water on that side of the football, speaking of Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers, where 3-0 wasn't holding up for too long. 4-0 wasn't holding up for too long.
Yeah.
They would regress to the mean eventually, and that started maybe a week earlier than many thought.
The Bills came back to reality. The Steelers came back down to reality. Who else in football came back down to reality? Jump in the chat at Theo Speaking or hop on the radio with us here, 888-760-3776. Who got a dose of football reality over this weekend following so many different results that gave us a lot of dramatic, a lot of flair, but also bigger data points on what we have this NFL season. C-Cat scrolling the chat here now to see what we have cooking, and I'm going to tell you quickly about Duffy's Sports Grill. This is the kind of place that unites fans of all backgrounds, of all sports. A Duffy Sports Grill near you can be the perfect place to pull up during football season, during basketball season, like we're here with the Miami Heat today, or maybe it's just to grab some grub. They got 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Duffy'sMVP.com. That's where you need to tap in and become an MVP, a reward member like myself. And then you can start tracking those beautiful rewards as you rake in the 2-for-1 drinks, as you check out the gridiron starters, and also the award-winning burgers and the jumbo wings. Duffy Sports Grill, our game is always on. And C-Cat, the game is always going to be on for a Miami Heat team that eventually is always going to remind you they believe in themselves. A 46-win team from last year. They did get to the postseason by way of the play-in for the second straight year, but gentleman sweep at the hands of the eventual Boston Celtic NBA champions. We're going to probably get another interview in here live here with you on Theoretically Speaking, plus we'll take people's calls on who got a dosage of football reality after this football weekend when we return from the Kaseya Center. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're live at Heat Media Day in Miami. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at pnc.com.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3.
I heard Theoretically Speaking is growing. Breaking news here at ESPN 106.3.
I heard a new show's coming to town.
It's the new generation at ESPN West Palm.
All right, guys, I'm hearing Theoretically Speaking goes from 2 to 4, and Russo and Rizzo join the team and go from 4 to 6.
Theoretically Speaking, we're coming to them from 2 to 4. Russo and Rizzo, 4 to 6 p.m. That's 4 straight hours of local content right here on ESPN 106.3.
Guys, you're special today at Unlimited Auto Wash. Monday is Men's Day, and you save up to $5 off any wash at any of their 7 Palm Beach County locations. Check out the daily specials and find your location by visiting UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
Recent technological breakthroughs
At ESPN West Palm have revolutionized your day
by innovating the all-new concept
of middle-out sports radio compression by arranging sports end-to-end. ESPN 106.3 has managed to double the number of takes in every hour. ESPN 106.3's record-breaking 5.2 Berman score was previously thought to be impossible. ESPN 106.3, the audio is working.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I ain't gonna cap, man. Like the Jimmy Butler aura, the way that every single time he moves a finger, moves a muscle, everything in this room kind of shifts with him.
Yeah.
It's real. It's a real thing.
Yeah, that word gets overused a lot,
Yeah.
but you know when you see it, and
Yeah.
we're seeing it, and we're feeling it.
Right. When he walked into the room, from that moment until right now, as he's taking pictures, we've watched Bam Adebayo go back that way, Tyler Hero, Eric Spoelstra himself, the mad genius on the bench for the Miami Heat. But as we're here at Kaseya Center for Heat Media Day, Jimmy pulls up. Everybody's expecting a new hairdo. People are putting bets out there on what it's going to be. C-Cat, you said it was going to be a bald head.
Yeah, I took a shot.
Yeah. Still a chance for that if you got some clippers on you. Still a chance.
Take a chance.
Yeah.
Like, just do it myself.
If you did it, I mean, I wouldn't. That would be you'd be on your own.
I think people would know my name more so than they did before.
They would.
If I went after Jimmy Butler with like a razor, hey, let me trim you up.
Just a quick cleanup.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to do that.
You won't do it today, but you'll consider it for next year's media day.
Yeah.
Now that we've put it out there in the ether.
And now I'm on a list. Now I'm going to be stopped at the door, hand to my chest. Don't let him through.
Don't think you'll make it to the next one.
No.
Here. As we are on the move, courtesy of Safebound Moving and Storage, man, following a epic football weekend. We do have some basketball stuff to hit here today with the Miami Heat because there is so much going on around the league, specifically in the Eastern Conference. And what Tyler Hero said about that Karl Anthony Towns trade to us, the way that he told us, hey, I'm not going to give you my opinion on it. I'm not going to tell you what I think of it. But the Timberwolves got better.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves won the trade by giving Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks in the East here and bringing in a guy like Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. That was interesting to hear him say. It was even more telling that he felt confident enough to say it with a mic in front of him because the more listening back to him saying that and then also looking at it on paper, I start to think, man, he could be right. Julius Randle was an all-star. That dude is actually good if he's healthy.
Yeah, and to say that before anything like actually in front of us, before they play a game together, before they do a practice together, to be able to definitively say that as a hooper, as someone that knows more about the sport of basketball than we do.
Yeah, who has to play against both of those teams.
He was confident enough to say that Minnesota won the trade.
Tyler Hero delivers yet again. Jimmy, I think, walks out of here unscathed, walked right through the live stream. Nobody, it seems like, we didn't get any kind of hair reveal or anything. They're strictly business here today for the Miami Heat, and rightfully so, a dose of reality that they're delivering to you. And I asked us all before the break, which NFL squad, maybe even the college football team over the weekend, got the biggest dose of what to me, it's easily the Buffalo Bills, who got dropped by the Baltimore Ravens 35-10 in prime time. Al Michaels, or not, excuse me, not what am I doing here? But let's just talk about the actual on-the-field play. 43-game streak of not losing by 10 or more points. That's what the Bills had coming into last night. That's obliterated. 41 straight games of scoring 10 or more points under Josh Allen with Sean McDermott. That went out the window. The Ravens had their way. The Ravens were the better team from the beginning until the end, from the first whistle to the final horn. And to me, that was a statement game from the Ravens, but it also was a dose of reality for those Buffalo Bills, who are not the team y'all made them out to be. And Josh Allen, I'm sorry, you are no longer the front runner for the MVP trophy. All right? That's how it works. You finally play some comp and you look like that, I can't be the guy pulling for you to win any kind of hardware, let alone the most prestigious in the NFL.
Yeah, if you're putting Josh Allen to the back of the line until he proves otherwise on a big stage against an actual competitive opponent, I guess you're right. I mean, these numbers are hollow that we saw from Josh Allen on the early part of the season. You know whose numbers are not hollow through the first 4 weeks of the season? Broadway Sam. Sam Darnold.
God.
We saw it in the chat. Shout out Devontae. Yeah, Sam Darnold beat the Packers yesterday, controlled that football game, was really blowing the Packers out, apart from maybe the last 7 minutes of the game where the Packers kind of crawled back into that one. But Minnesota went on the road and beat the Packers with Jordan Love.
Yeah, and they did so in a way where 2 to 5 minutes into the game, it was weird because we had a bunch of games this weekend, which the assumption going in was that these are going to be very competitive games, hotly contested, two teams that are playoff contenders. I mean, I'm talking college football as well. You think about Bama and Georgia, and then 3 or 4 possessions in, you're like, oh, my God, stop the bleeding. Like, get one of these teams off the field before it gets uncompetitive, before somebody gets hurt. That's what that Vikings and Packers game looked like in favor of the Vikings early on until they let them back in the game. But I think that gives me even more confidence in Sam Darnold because you get the blowout early. You get the backdoor cover by the Packers where they're pulling up and putting a threat on them, and there was no panic. It wasn't like Sam Darnold threw it away. He was able to guide the plane into a safe landing.
Yeah, the Vikings have beat the 49ers, the Texans, and now the Packers with Jordan Love, which is very important to note that it wasn't one of those Malik Willis games for the Packers. If you were just scrolling the scores, you probably would have assumed that Jordan Love, after that kind of nasty injury late in the Eagles game at the beginning of the season, maybe he didn't play. No, he was in that game.
Actually, no. If I were to see the Packers loss, I would know it was Jordan Love playing because that's all he's done this year so far. Malik Willis is undefeated, so don't you spit that word on my boy Malik's name. He ain't did nothing but win in this league.
Yeah, Darnold's got 7 touchdowns his last 2 games and only 1 interception.
Yeah,
you can't ask much more of Sam Darnold. If the season ended today, as crazy as it sounds and as kind of Looney Tunesville it sounds, Sam Darnold's your NFL MVP.
He is right now. If you had to give the award out right now, it definitely ain't going to Patrick Mahomes, who took his number 1 target out in Rashee Rice yesterday. You can't really give it. I mean, the Seahawks play tonight, right? The Seahawks are undefeated. Geno Smith has been good. The defense has carried them as well, but Geno Smith has been a really good passer of the football. They're at Detroit. If he has a big game, like a 3-touchdown, 4-touchdown game at Detroit against the Lions team that was, a player or 2 away from being the NFC champion last year, he can enter that race. It could be a him and Sam Darnold race. But if I were to tell you in the preseason, as we were having all this fun previewing this year, that 4 weeks in, we're talking about Geno Smith and Sam Darnold as your MVP frontrunners, I would have. We should have took that to the bank.
And welcome to the party, Jordan Addison. He was electric yesterday as well. Only 4 targets, 3 receptions, but one of them was for touchdowns, 72 yards. It felt like Jordan Addison was all over the field for the Vikings. Also got a couple of carries in that game.
Yeah, carry for a touchdown as well. Jordan Addison looked good. He's starting to get his full slate of weapons back, and it's funny. Sam Darnold was doing this first with just Justin Jefferson. Now it's JJ, and it's Jordan Addison. And guess what? TJ Hockenson still ain't pulled up yet for those Vikings. Right. They don't have their full entree yet going. And I'm again, you got to be nervous if you're anybody that picked another NFC North team to make it to the Super Bowl. C-Cat, that was you. Yeah, you picked the Bears. Not a good day to be C-Cat.
It's a good day to be C-Cat. The Ravens won. The Bears won. You saw Caleb Williams walking off the field after the Bears win.
Yeah.
Ecstatic, double-hand fist bump into the sky. I was so happy for Caleb Williams.
As far as celebrations go, people were trying to tease it. I thought it was cool. We were talking earlier about celebrations, and I hate to take it this way because rest in peace to Dikembe Mutombo. That finger wag, elite celebration, simple, easily replicable. And also, when somebody does it, you know exactly who they're talking about. That's the Dikembe Mutombo's signature move, who, again, rest in peace. Mutombo passed from brain cancer. He was 58 years old. We learned that literally an hour or so before we tipped things off here on Theoretically Speaking. But celebration-wise, there's not a lot of guys right now in the league that have celebrations that are that resonate.
Yeah.
Like, Justin Jefferson had the gritty, and he still does it, but it wasn't really his thing. That was kind of a dance move that he continues to invoke. I love the Cam Ward, the cover the mouth and almost like pat a guy on the head move.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have an answer for what it is, but I don't give a damn because he's a Heisman finalist and he has Miami back, so I don't care what you call it or what you do. Keep doing what you're doing there. Who else has a good one right now?
Well, you go back in the annals of history, Cam Newton, when he jumped on the scene, the Superman, everyone knew who you were talking about with Cam Newton and the Superman.
I thought you were going to go Year of the Dab, which was nice. It was beautiful. It just got a little overplayed.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's a feather in Cam Newton's cap to have two recognizable that you started.
Yeah.
Because everyone kind of adopted the dab and became more than just Cam Newton. But that Panthers Super Bowl run, heavy dabs across the country.
It was 2015. It was the year of the dab, and it wasn't like the dance was invented then. It just was popularized by Cam Newton and his prolific play on the field. Keep pounding.
And there's the Aaron Rodgers discount double check that got co-opted by the insurance company. Like that kind of made it a bigger thing than it was.
Because it wasn't a discount double check. He named it that because of, he got locked in with an insurance company, and they were like, this is good for branding.
Exactly. He was just doing like the championship belt crown me, I guess.
What are the best? Jump in the chat. Jump in the chat here on YouTube at Theo Speaking, and you can also call it in 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. What are the most the celebrations that resonate the most with you? Let's go current day.
Okay.
Because the Dikembe Mutombo and the finger wag, that is an all-timer. It's gonna live for years and years and years here. That'll be part of his legacy to go along with those 4 Defensive Player of the Year trophies. But also, you think about like Shedeur Sanders has the the flexing of the watch, right?
Yeah.
Which is like you said earlier. What is it like? I just have more money than you.
Yeah, because you said it's kind of similar to Dame Lillard and his Dame time, where he points at his watch.
I like
but
that
makes sense. Dame time, game time. With Shedeur Sanders, there's no metaphor, there's no rhyme with the clock. No, it's just saying I have a lot of money.
Yes.
Look at my watch.
Yes, my dad played in the NFL, and he fully has supported my ability to buy this nice Rollie. I'm not mad at it, but it's nice for him.
In baseball, we got there's not too many. The Soto Shuffle isn't even a celebration.
Soto Shuffle.
Yeah, when he looks at a pitch that's outside, maybe he's being pitched around.
Yeah.
He will look the pitch into the mitt, squat down real low, and slide his feet left to right in the box to intimidate the pitcher. Maybe even show himself to the pitcher.
This is before he.
Yeah, it's not a celebration. It's more of an intimidation tactic.
I like that. I absolutely love that. To do something before you exert your dominance on somebody and then to follow through with it, beautiful. That's like the Patrick Mahomes when he's doing the finger thing where he's up here, which, by the way, he does it all the time.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Patrick Mahomes has this thing. They even put it in Madden, which it looks really weird because of the graphics, where he puts his hand up and he's like almost like giving a gimme motion, where his fingers he's continuously opening and closing.
Like come here?
Yeah, come here, almost.
And he's doing that to who?
He just does it up in the air. What he's really doing, he said, is he's calling for his play caller to get him the next play so he can get back out there and do it. But it looks like a little something. And people have started to kind of talk about that as a signal that Mahomes is about to go off. Again, it's specific to him. It's before he dominates you, and that's why I like it. The Soto Shuffle falls right in line with that. Our guy, Cade Chumsland, who's filling in for us back at the City Play Studios, he says he has a celebration. Cade, what celebration resonates with you right now in sports?
I think you guys are missing one of the most obvious there is in sports right now. How about the night from Steph Curry?
Oh, man.
It got popular over the President's Cup over the weekend. My golf guy, Cade, of course we should have known that.
Dang, that's actually, you know what? That might be number one right now in sports.
The night.
The night might be for a current day player because of what Steph Curry did in Paris, right? Because of when we saw him debut it when he was on that championship run, right? And he won that title over the Celtics. It has some staying power, and Bam Adebayo actually talked about it when he was up on the dais earlier here at Heat Media Day, seeing him do that in person, seeing him do that on the world stage. He was like, that's one of the most memorable moments of my career.
Did you see the copycat move over the weekend? What happened in golf?
No, I didn't. You just mentioned it, and I heard somebody, what's up with that?
So the President's Cup was over the weekend. Think Ryder Cup, but it's USA versus international, not Europeans. So Canadians,
like
a lot of
people.
Koreans. Yeah, just kind of, I think, is Sweden in Europe?
I don't know.
I think Sweden's in Europe.
Yeah, of course.
Non-European.
Oh, non-Europe. I'm sorry. Okay.
Non-Europeans, international, non-U.S. people. So Siwoo Kim.
Cuba.
Yeah, could. Maybe why not? Siwoo Kim was paired with Tom Kim, kind of fan favorites, and this was in Canada, so the home team is the international, so they're getting fired up. USA is always a big favorite in this competition.
Yeah.
They usually crush these guys because, Rory can't play, and a lot of the Europeans can't play.
USA.
Exactly.
USA.
So it took them like 7 minutes to find the ball around the green. It was that deep in the rough for this guy, Siwoo Kim. And they're behind in this match. It's coming late. I believe it was on the 16th or 17th hole. And Kim chips it up in the air, maybe goes about 20 feet, lands, one hop, two hop, roll into the hole, chips it in. So they've got the home crowd. Think about a Ryder Cup atmosphere where people are getting amped, excited. Everyone's rooting for the internationals. Everyone's rooting for this guy, Siwoo Kim. He throws the club and runs around the green.
Oh, my God.
With the night.
That's fire.
Even though that wasn't to win the match, and they didn't actually win the match,
Yeah.
it was still a pretty cool moment.
Oh, he didn't win the match?
No.
Why you waste my time? You just spent 3.5 minutes talking about this guy. Was it Siwoo Kim?
Yeah,
who didn't even win the dang match, but he did the night.
Yeah.
You can't do the night and not win the match.
I think you kind of were so overcome with emotions that was the only celebration you could think of.
Okay. Here's the thing. Like, that's like doing the Mutombo wag your finger after you, like, somebody caught a ball on you. Or no, I'm sorry, not that way then. I guess you can make it that's like doing the Dikembe wag a finger, and then you find out it's a PI in football.
I'm thinking Dikembe wave the finger after you deflect the ball. It goes right back to the guy that you thought you blocked, and then he dunks it.
Dunks it. Yes, he
makes it anyway. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It is your celebration is negated if you don't end up victorious. And I've never seen somebody hit the night and then lose. So to me, you commandeering that move, that celebration, and not finishing the job, I know we're not at the midterm part of the show, but I'm giving that a C.
Another one I can think of, LeBron James. He has a couple of them. The Crown Me, which I saw, shout out, Mac 11 Sama. And then you also have what's the pressure on the floor? What's that called?
So it's the 3 pass to the chest, boom, 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 and then he's he's high kneeing and he's pushing down for each side. I don't know if he has a name for it.
I do that sometimes when I'm playing sports, just because it's easy to do when I feel it.
It's a beautiful celebration. That celebration, you feel yourself like you are on top of the world, especially after the third pat when you transition into the high knees, pumping down the ground. We're talking celebrations here on Theoretically Speaking, impromptu, because, we're at Heat Media Day and we got off topic. And we have Shane in West Palm Beach. Shane's pulling up on Theoretically Speaking. Shane, we're talking about teams that got humbled over the weekend. We're also talking celebrations. Which way you want to go with this today, Doc?
Shane, you're good now if you're still there.
Okay, I didn't know if I just couldn't hear him. Shane, there we go. There's Shane right there. Shane, what? How you doing today, Shane? How you doing on this Monday? You call in and you're not even talking to us.
Hey, come on, man! I had to get my phone right. You know how it is.
I appreciate it. So for you, which way are you on this? Right? Are you talking celebrations?
What's up, Shane?
Hey, Shane, we're live on the radio right now.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
What?
No. Okay. So celebrations. I got one for you, and I got a reason for it too. It's not one that's that popular, but you got to give credit where it's due. It's the Waddle. The Waddle.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you why.
Wait, Shane, you started breaking up.
Nobody else can do it.
Oh,
that's true.
Yes.
Only he can do it.
That's a great call,
So
Shane. Keep going.
Yeah,
You're breaking
so
up a little bit. Keep going,
If you do something on the basketball court or something, you can't do the Waddle because you're not Waddle. So
that makes
how about
sense.
having a celebration that only you can do and is recognizable pretty much anywhere? You got to give it up to Jalen Waddle.
That's a perfect call. I appreciate you, Shane, because you're right. We talked about things being replicable. There's nobody else in the world outside of his cousins and brothers that can hit the Waddle, and also it is so endearing to the fans. I do have a bit of secondhand embarrassment for Jalen Waddle when fans meet him or see him on the field and then they demand or ask him to do the Waddle. That's got to feel a little bit weird, a little emasculating. Like, hey, do the little dance. Like, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, it's not the most masculating dance.
Yeah.
It's not really macho.
It's adorable, though.
It is. You know what? It's marketable.
It is.
All the kids can grow up Jalen Waddle fans because they can all do the Jalen Waddle dance.
It's a very easily done dance. It is. My wife, Ashley, she has, like, all of her favorite football players. She only likes them because of, like, their names or their dances. And Jalen Waddle's, like, top 3 for her right now.
How about this one? And I hate to bring it back to something that I'm into and you're not into, but if I took 4 fingers up, actually, all 5 fingers up my face, and I waved it in front of my eyes.
John Cena.
Exactly.
You can't see me. Yeah.
But you don't watch a lick of wrestling, but everyone knows that that's John Cena.
That's real. That's pretty good. That's historically great. That's in the Hall of Fame of celebrations, right up there with the Dikembe Mutombo's wag of the finger. And I do think that if there's one that we had to induct today from modern-day sports, I got to go with the Steph Curry night-night. Like, Dame time is around there, but the problem is he never won, like, a ring or anything of huge substance while doing that, so it doesn't feel as big. Steph doing that on the final stage and en route to a gold medal this past summer, that solidifies it. Now Jalen Waddle, maybe if Waddle does it tonight at home against the Titans on Monday Night Football, maybe he can enter the conversation. Give me a couple touchdowns for my fantasy team, damn it.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley playing quarterback,
Yes.
Snoop.
Snoop
I'm
in
in
the
for it.
house.
As a Ravens fan, I've been watching a lot of Tyler Huntley, and I rooted for him in Utah when he was in college. highest completion percentage in the country his senior year.
You have a lot of Utah
no
stats
big
and
deal.
facts.
Yeah, my senior year of college, I got obsessed with the Utah Utes. I really loved that team, which was Tyler Huntley, Zach Moss, Julian Blackman, who's on the Colts right now.
Yeah.
And I kind of hold them near and dear to my heart. I bought a Tyler Huntley jersey that I think got thrown out when I moved, and I really hope it didn't.
C-Cat has thrown out his Tyler Huntley jersey, but somehow he still is holding on to Justin Tucker's jersey, the most washed kicker in the NFL right now. How did he do did he get any? I know they had 30.
Not too many attempts last night.
Yeah, I don't think he had any attempts.
He didn't have a field goal attempt
He didn't
last
have
night.
to. That's how bad the Bills were on Sunday Night Football. 888-760-3776. We're still taking your calls for best celebrations current day in all of sports, plus which team in the NFL or in college football got the biggest dose of reality like the Buffalo Bills did last night. And if you commented on those last couple of YouTube videos that we posted talking about the Bills, I made sure in the midst of that beatdown last night to reply to each and every one of you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, but also thank you for adding fuel to the fire. You made it. You laid it up. You threw it off the back for the boy, and I couldn't help myself. I do have one place that even when I'm all hot and bothered by the haters and the people that are crowning teams earlier, they always cool me down, and that's EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. That's the place where we are going to be like, look, you can't hide from the heat outside. But what you can do is comfort yourself inside of your house by getting in with a company like EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing.
I've gotten really good at this. I can walk into someone's place of living and tell if they say EDS is yes.
Yeah.
If they're a gold member, I can feel it just in the atmosphere with the crisps as you walk through the front door.
Come on.
I can feel an EDS house.
And you've been to my house, and what was the first thought you had when you walked in?
Burr, this feels like 69.
Wow. Okay, that's EDSisyes.com, and that is exactly what it is, because that's where my wife likes to keep it on, 68, 69, keeping it cool, keeping it fresh. I have never broken a sweat in the crib, never even thought of it. Also, on top of that, back when I didn't have EDS and my air conditioning went out and I was stranded and it was late night and the temperature rose up to like 85, 86, 87, and I'm over here panicking and the wife is tripping and I'm like, where do I go? That's actually how I got introduced to EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. That night, I got a maintenance man to pull up on a late call. And I was like, that's the last time I'll ever be in that situation again. I got my service. I got my air conditioning unit repaired that night. I locked in on the gold plan, two visits per year that come with that, plus a certain percentage off of repairs. And I haven't had that problem since. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. If you want to be safe, if you want to be cool and comforted, they've been doing it in Palm Beach County since 2006. EDSisyes.com. On the other side, we have the Safebound Get Around, where we get around to the top football games from the weekend, specifically in the National Football League, including the Kansas City Chiefs, where I'm happy. We're 4-0. It feels good. You know what doesn't feel good? Quarterback throwing interceptions and taking out his top target. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and if you're fueled by football, ESPN 106.3 will keep your tank full. It's time for Monday Night Football. The Titans are in town to take on your Miami Dolphins. Pregame starts at 6, so tune in and bask in the glory of football on ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
The annual Boca Raton Bowls ABC Supply Great Chefs Tailgate Showcase, presented by Boca Raton Innovation Campus and CP Group, heats up on Tuesday, October 15th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Join me, Theo Dorsey, with ESPN West Palm at Brick in Boca Raton as dozens of local chefs, breweries, and cocktail masters serve their favorite tailgate classics. Tickets are on sale now. Visit spiritofgivingnetwork.org/events to purchase your tickets today.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Fight fans, make Twin Peaks your UFC fight headquarters. The official fight headquarters is Twin Peaks. Never, ever a cover. All fight organizations, all boxing, doesn't matter. Never pay to watch the fights. Plus, eat, drink, scenic views, and Twin Peaks 29-degree ice-cold beer made from scratch favorites while watching all the fights. And did I say never pay a cover? That's Twin Peaks, Pembroke Pines, Cypress Creek, Hollywood, Davie, and of course, Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Your ultimate UFC fight headquarters, Twin Peaks.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Tee up your taste buds with the ultimate pairing, great food and golf. Theo Dorsey here at The House in West Palm Beach. Overlooking the park's world-class 18-hole golf course, The House offers coastal American dishes that will satisfy anyone's palate. The House is open Thursday through Sunday for lunch, brunch, and dinner. Stop by for an entree and receive a free round at the park's The Lit 9 Par 3 course. On The House. Visit thehousewestpalm.com for their full menu and to make reservations.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Okay, let's do wins and losses so far from Heat Media Day as things wrap up here. We were not necessarily the first ones in, but I can almost guarantee we'll be the last ones out.
Yeah, we'll be shutting up. I think we're going to hand us a key and we're going to lock the door on our way out tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have another option because this thing ended like 30 minutes ago, and I'm sure staff here is going to be a little aggravated that our show doesn't end until 4. Yeah. If anybody is rooting for us to be a 1-hour show right now, it's them. But you'll have to stick around. Wins and losses here. Win, great interview from Tyler Hero. Amazing quote that he gave. And Jaime Jaquez Jr. gave us a great one as well that we'll post on YouTube. We'll actually play that Tyler Hero interview for you on the other side. Loss, we went so long with Hero, 6-year guard for the Heat, likely starter, that I think we missed out on the Spo interview because of it.
Yeah, that could have happened. A win, I think our show is spectacular so far today.
Oh, come on. It's cruising.
And the loss was that, like, the meat of the show, talking Ravens-Bills, like everyone else wants to hear about, that's what everyone watched last night, happened maybe 3 feet away from Jimmy Butler addressing the media for the first time this season.
Yeah.
So in the background of all those Jimmy Butler audio bites
Yeah.
that you're going to hear on ESPN, on ESPN radio.
Right.
You're going to hear it across the internet. You're going to hear me talking about the Ravens defense suffocating Josh Allen and Derrick Henry running for $1.99. Is that a win or a loss?
I don't know if it's a win or hopefully you hear somebody like faintly in the background, theoretically speaking, or something. Like,
Right.
hopefully, because, again, we just recently got the shout-out on the Joe Rogan Experience, thanks to Dean Thomas. Obviously, we have Adam Schefter breaking our news about our show expanding to 2 hours recently. We're all over the national platforms, and we forced our way into it here. We're literally, 7 yards from where the scrum was happening. If you're looking here on the YouTube channel right here, you see the backdrop. So it was – I feel bad for everybody in the scrum that they had to hear us yapping, and I feel bad even for the folks that are still left here because it is it's quiet as hell here. I feel terrible.
I think there's a proceeding going on in the back. Like someone is worshiping something. Like there was a church mass
really?
back there. It's that quiet. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If there's anything for them to worship, it should be the fact that I told you so about those Buffalo Bills, or it could be maybe Braves fans celebrating prematurely that their team has a shot here to not only make the playoffs but also keep the Mets out of the playoffs. What's the situation between the Braves and the Mets today?
So the Mets and the Braves are playing a doubleheader today, and they're playing it on SNY, Truist Park at Atlanta. Right now in the bottom of the 7th inning, in Game 1 of the doubleheader, the Braves lead 3-0 over the Mets.
Okay.
So how it works out for the playoffs is if either of these teams sweep, the Braves or the Mets, the Braves win Game 1, Braves win Game 2, the Mets are booted out of the playoffs, and the Diamondbacks, who are sitting idly by, they are in the playoffs.
So the Diamondbacks are rooting for a split because that's their only way into the postseason?
No.
Okay, keep
They're
going.
They're rooting
then.
for a sweep. Because
a
sweep knocks
sweep.
out the other team today.
Yes.
So right now, the Braves are leading 3-0. If they win this game, the Diamondbacks are the biggest Atlanta Braves fan you'll ever see. If the Mets win Game 1, somehow come from behind 3-0, and the Mets win Game 1, the Diamondbacks take off their Braves hat, they put on a Mets hat, and they are only rooting for the Mets. The Diamondbacks need a sweep in this doubleheader. If there's a split, both the Mets and the Braves enter the playoffs.
So this is Chargers-Raiders from a few years ago, where the Chargers and the Raiders could have tied, and they both made it, or Colts.
Yeah, you had it right.
Chargers-Raiders could have tied, and they both made it, but instead the Chargers called a timeout, the Raiders backdoor and beat them with a field goal.
If they tied that game, both teams were in the playoffs. Whoever lost that game in a win-loss scenario was booted out of the playoffs. Yes,
These two teams split, they can both make the playoffs.
Yes. So you're kind of in a situation here where if you're the Braves and you are guaranteed a playoff spot with a win in Game 1, why are you incentivized to try to sweep the Mets in Game 2? Why are you going to use any of your good pitching?
Right.
Why would you risk hurting any of your players if you're already clinching a playoff spot?
That actually would be – because here's the one drawback to that. If you're the Braves, how heated is the rivalry between the Braves and the Mets in that division? Because if I want to keep them out, if I want to put their front office into a bit of flux, if I want to put some doubt in their own players' heads, why not beat them in a game where we don't need it, keep them out of the postseason, and have them hate us even more coming into next year?
You know, that would be just for bleeps and giggles.
Yeah.
Like, let's just beat the Mets.
What if you do it with the backups? That would be even better.
Exactly. Like, you're definitely, if you're in that baseball game and you're a Brave and you won Game 1, you're not changing anything you're doing. You're still going into the box with the same approach, trying to line the ball up the middle. If you're a pitcher, you're trying to get the guy who's out in front of you. So that's the thing. If you're a Diamondbacks fan, you're petrified, though, because the motivation from the managers and the front offices of whichever team wins Game 1 is not motivated to risk anything at all to win Game 2.
Yeah, they're definitely not going balls to the wall. They're definitely going to, like, if it gets out of hand, they're going to fold quick, and rightfully so, because their fate is sealed. We'll see what happens. We'll get the final of Braves-Mets, at least in the first game here, so we'll be able to tee you up on what you need to be knowing for Game 2. Is this in Atlanta or is this out there in New York?
This is in Atlanta.
Okay, so it's in the A, so that'll be fun. A lot of good action there going out of Georgia lately. A lot of good games and a lot of good motion. Though that game was in Tuscaloosa, there were a lot of sports bars out in the Atlanta area that were popping. We'll have to talk about something that happened between a couple of friends I have with that game.
We're revoking fan cards.
Yeah, we're
not
pulling
man cards. I think both. We're revoking fan and man cards.
Same time. Double pull.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that and more. Also, we have the Safebound Get Around on the other side. We are on the move. We're at Heat Media Day. Site of the team chasing banner number 4. We'll see if they're able to pull it out this year. A lot of confidence coming out of that Spo-led squad. And before we go, though, 17th year for Eric Spoelstra. 3rd longest tenure in NBA history, 17.
I remember playing in NBA Live when Shaq was on the Heat and confused as to how young the head coach in the video game was way back in 2006, 2007.
Looked like a rook.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, so more on the Heat plus the Safebound Get Around on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're at the Kaseya Center. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
These days, everything seems so expensive. Food, clothes even. So let's think long-term real quick. Wouldn't you rather be driving around in a fuel-efficient new Kia from Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach? I mean, that could save you mucho dinero back in your pocket right now. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is under construction and overstocked, so they are making deals that other dealers won't like. Brand new 24 Kia Fortes for only $99 a month, plus 0% APR financing is available. And they want your old car. Get up to $6,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade. So what are you waiting for? Get to Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach today. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com. Qualified applicants through KMF. 24-month lease, $24.99 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. Security deposit waived, plus tax, tag, and $9.99 admin fee. Negative equity refinance. Discount includes all factory rebates to dealer. Offers don't combine. Expires 11/5/24.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker. Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Guys, you're special today at Unlimited Auto Wash. Monday is Men's Day, and you save up to $5 off any wash at any of their 7 Palm Beach County locations. Check out the daily specials and find your location by visiting UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3.
I heard Theoretically Speaking is growing. Breaking news here at ESPN 106.3.
I heard a new show's coming to town.
It's the new generation at ESPN West Palm.
All right, guys, I'm hearing Theoretically Speaking goes from 2 to 4, and Russo and Rizzo join the team and go from 4 to 6.
Theoretically Speaking, we're coming to them from 2 to 4. Russo and Rizzo, 4 to 6 p.m. That's 4 straight hours of local content right here on ESPN 106.3.
It's your boy JC, and it is football season, and nobody loves it more than me. And nobody loves Twin Peaks more than me. Eats, drinks, scenic views, 29-degree beer, happy hour daily made from scratch favorites, and always your UFC fight headquarters. You can watch any and every single football game happening in Ultra 4K HD from your Twin Peaks locations. You can watch any and every UFC fight, pay-per-view, or otherwise, and never pay a cover. That's right, UFC Fight Headquarters, it's always Twin Peaks.
Let's read some listener mail. This one is from Mike in Lake Worth. Dear ESPN 106.3, since I began listening to you every day, my life has improved dramatically. My kids now respect me, and my wife wants to spend more time with me. Thank you, ESPN 106.3. Well, thank you, Mike. Keep listening to ESPN 106.3.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's your boy back here from Kaseya Center, Theo Dorsey. We got C-Cat right next to me. We got Cade Chumsland back in the City Play Studios in West Palm Beach on the ones and the twos. And honestly, it's fitting that we got the backup QB in today because tonight at Hard Rock Stadium, the Miami Dolphins going with Snoop Huntley, the backup QB.
Wait a second. You're not the quarterback on your own show?
I'm talking about Cade.
Yeah.
Cade is filling in for you.
I would say you're the quarterback. Like the backup quarterback of the show wouldn't be Cade.
Well,
I'm not the quarterback, theoretically speaking. I'd say it was you.
Well, I guess figuratively speaking, nothing is apples to apples. Nothing is apples to apples. But you're right. I guess. So what would your role be then? Are you the center?
Yeah.
I think center?
I think you got your hands up and under there. You grab the football after I hand
we're shotgun then. If you're the center, we're shotgun.
Wow.
Yeah, we're taking shotgun snaps.
Someone's got something to compensate for.
It's not about compensating. I like to get some space between me and the defense so I can read everything. I'm like Peyton Manning.
Yeah, locker room guy for sure. Like
What?
You got to keep a separation between you and the offensive line that keeps you safe.
So you would feel offended if you were my center and I only want to do shotgun snaps?
Yeah. What's wrong with
What
my
about
bottom?
pistol? What about pistol?
Yeah, no.
Meet you halfway?
If we need a quarterback sneak, I'm not going to hit you a shotgun snap. No, you're going to get up and under there. You got to be comfortable up and under there because we're not going to go under center for the first time all season.
We got to practice
the one time. Exactly. That's the problem that Penn State had for many, many years. They only did the shotgun. So when they had fourth and goal from the inch line, they would start on the shotgun and they wouldn't convert because they couldn't do a normal quarterback sneak.
You listening to this guy, Theo? He did all of that splaining just to bring in Penn State.
Right. I think that was probably his angle from the jump. He tries to sneak in his Penn State talk here and there, just like a center would.
I think we would
Just
actually
like a
do
center
better
would.
as a producer-host relationship if we had a solid transaction, quarterback, center, under center.
Listen, this relationship is clearly Theo quarterback, C-Cat head coach. You guys can't communicate. You guys cannot communicate with each other during the play. During conflict,
Absolutely
there's all
not.
of this fight. But as
Kate.
soon as something good happens, then you guys are complete buddies.
Kate, first and foremost, you interjecting here and trying to claim that C-Cat would be my head coach on Theoretically Speaking, I take more offense to that than him being the starting quarterback.
That you said.
I said it. I'm a team player, but you being the head coach, that exerts some authority that you have over me. That
you don't play unless I say you play.
Yeah, like you could bench me.
Yeah,
if
I'll
you
give
were
you the
head
hook.
coach. Yeah,
we're having a tough A block.
Yeah, you're like,
wait a second. Where's Russo?
You're
Where's
like,
Rizzo?
yeah, like hold on a second here.
Call up Zaz. What's going on?
Maybe you can grab Udonis Haslam here, who's here doing an interview with our guy Frank from FAU. He can jump in and sub in for me. He would do a much better job here on radio than I. He's got some great stories to tell, I'm sure, here from Kaseya Center for the Miami Heat. But no, if we were to break down positions here, maybe I would be quarterback. I don't think you would be center, and I'm also not entirely sure. What up, UD? We'll say what's up, man. I had to say what's up to the OG, man. We know Evan Cohen, by the way. Yeah, that's the big homie. For sure. I already know it. I just did that on live radio because that's how much I care about UD and respect the legends and the OG. Yeah, I did that, C-Cat. I could do things like that because you're not my head coach, and you would have stopped me if you were.
So I can't give you the hook?
No.
I can't right now. I said, well, that's it. Go to break. That's it.
Did you see me name drop Evan Cohen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't seem natural.
Well, I mean, I know. I did it purposely because we talked about it beforehand, and I'm a man of my word. I said I'd name drop Evan Cohen there. I'm going to play that for him, and I'm sure Udonis was like, who, Owen?
He's going to cook you for saying, hey, what's up, UD? We know Evan Cohen.
Yeah, we know Evan, yeah. How lame, how weak, how whack is that? He said, oh, okay, I know it. I mean, of course. It
That's
was a bit.
so bad. That's really bad. That's like someone who works in ESPN in Bristol going, we know Stephen A.
No, it's worse because at least Stephen A is like Stephen A.
He's a bigger name?
Like Evan Cohen. That's the guy you went for to win the love of Udonis Haslem. That's how low you stooped. That's all. He probably was thinking like, that's it.
Hey, we know Sam Darnold.
Hey, that's the MVP you're talking about.
Having a moment right now. Last year's been great for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Last year's been great for Evan Cohen.
Yeah.
But it's not Stephen A.
And forever that's going to live on. And I'm glad we have it on video here. Jump on the YouTube stream there. Me dapping up UD saying, hey, we know Evan Cohen. Can't wait to play that for him. And then I guarantee you UD is Googling in his phone right now who Evan Cohen is so he can remember exactly what we're talking about.
YouTube channel, the questionable call.
Yeah.
That's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, gosh. Can't wait. Evan will be with us, Wednesday here on Theoretically Speaking. His typical spot, unsportsmanlike host with Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty. We do need to jump on this Safebound Get Around to hit the major football stops of the weekend. So no better time than now. I know that, in about an hour or so, we're going to be actually hitting the road. So why not strap up those seatbelts and jump on the Get Around?
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Check it go. I get around.
The Safebound Get Around is brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, your trusted moving and storage company. They are based in West Palm Beach. They are family owned. And CCAT, you have moved yourself out of places 8 or 9 times in your life, and you hated yourself every time you did it.
It is the worst thing on planet Earth, moving without the professionals at Safebound.
It doesn't even make sense anymore, especially these days when a lot of us are, you're working those big boy jobs, you're getting a relocation fee anyways. Hey, spend that relocation fee with some pros who can also help you not bang up your walls on the way out with your couches trying to play Tetris. So now you get your full security deposit from your last spot, and you take a lot of the stress and burden off of yourself to get your stuff out of there and get to the next location.
That's a great point. Like, that is a good investment.
Yes.
Just dollars and cents wise, as a guy who really looks at the bottom line, if you're sacrificing security deposits to try to do it yourself, why would you do that? Why would you make your life so much easier with Safebound?
My dad used to always say, he still says it, but he doesn't he doesn't say it as verbosely anymore because I'm a lot better. He says, lazy people work the hardest. Cheap people spend the most. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to be cheap. You're trying to hold on to your dollar, and you're going to end up spending a lot of money on your own U-Haul, on your own, whatever other vehicles you need to get out of there. It gets ugly. Safebound Moving and Storage, that's the place to go. Family owned and operated. You're safe with Safebound, even for your storage needs. Kate, what's our first stop there?
Next stop.
We're going to Tuscaloosa, where number 4 Alabama defeated number 2 Georgia 41-34. Alabama blew a 28-point lead, but saved themselves with 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
who was that, man?
Ryan Williams. Have you heard he's 17 years old, CK?
He's 17 years old, and he had eye block on that said, kill everybody.
Oh, my. I'm afraid of Ryan Williams.
I'm going to show up to work tomorrow with that.
Yeah.
Going to your day job and just kill everybody?
Deservedly so. The dude also, with that touchdown grab, he didn't just win the game for Bama, Roll Tide. He also won me a prize pick entry because I needed one more Jalen Milroe passing touchdown. I needed one Ryan Williams receiving touchdown. I got them both in one fell swoop, and maybe one of the most electric show-stopping plays I've seen in a while in college football, and I likened it to the Minneapolis Miracle. It felt similar. Not the same, not apples to apples, but on that same sideline, except this time it was the guy making the play, the receiver making the play, and not a D-back whiffing.
Yeah, and that made me think immediately about the Heisman race.
Oh, man.
The first thing I thought of was, okay, Milroe won the big game against Georgia.
Yeah.
Cam Ward survived. It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't.
Miami survived.
It was ugly.
He's in the race. He's one of the favorites. Travis Hunter hit the Heisman pose over the weekend after his interception. He caught a touchdown over the weekend, too, as well. So we got Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe from Bama, Travis Hunter from Colorado, and we've got maybe the greatest running back performance season in progress right now at Boise State with Ashton Jeanty. I have a question for the people online at ESPN West Palm, on X, on Twitter. The on-air poll of the week presented by Vote Palm Beach. Who is the favorite to win the Heisman?
I love it. Jump on right now and vote. And remember, our Monday poll brings a friendly reminder from the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. The general election is November 5th. All right? You have to be registered to vote by Monday, October 7th. Look at your calendar. That's about a week away. A week away. You have to be registered to vote a week from today. And in order to make your voice heard, you have to be registered. Your vote is your voice. and we're here to make it count. Visit registertovoteflorida.gov for all the info you need to be ready to go in November. And if I had to pick one out of those 4, I got to be selfish. I got to be a homer. Give me my guy Cam Ward, and celebration comes with it.
You see, Ashton Jeanty, he's my pick right now. Yeah. I put the big quarterback names and Travis Hunter there for a reason because I knew they'd get votes. But in the replies, in the comments at ESPN West Palm on Twitter, Ashton Jeanty getting a whole lot of love. How about this? In 4 games, 13 touchdowns, averaging 10.3 yards per carry.
It's crazy.
845 yards on the ground on 82 carries. We're seeing the greatest, really, in progress. If he continues this trend, he will have put forth the greatest running back performance that we've seen in the modern era.
You can't even put up those numbers in a video game because the 10 yards a carry? Like, if you do that in a video game, I think you're cheating, let alone him doing it in real life with Boise State against real comp. They played Oregon this year already. What's next, Kate?
Next up,
we're going to Glendale, Arizona, where the Commanders dominated the Cardinals 42-24. Jaden Daniels sets a rookie record with the highest completion percentage through 4 games, surpassing Tom Brady's record in 2007.
Jaden Daniels is the real deal, man. He's showing himself at least to be. Is he already? I mean, he's better than Caleb Williams right now. Caleb Williams was missing on routine throws yesterday. They still got the win over the Rams, but he was missing on routine throws, and Jaden Daniels has the threat of his legs at a much higher clip than Caleb. He has the accuracy, the precision throws. He has less of a receiving core, and he's doing more with it, and he's beating good teams. I'm all aboard the Jaden Daniels train. I just hope he can stay healthy. He's a very frail dude. And seeing him with Doug Williams, I'm like, oh, man. Washington's got some good things coming in their future. The big thing, though, you talked about the completion percentage. He's the first quarterback in the history of the league to have back-to-back games with 85% completion percentage.
Really?
Yeah, the history of the league. Back-to-back games with over 85% completion percentage. That's all Jaden Daniels has done. It's 4 days into his career.
It's crazy because that's not the Jaden Daniels that we were sold out of college. We were sold on a roller coaster of a quarterback who's going to take you for a ride. He's going to be entertaining. It might be pro-Commanders entertaining. It might be anti-Commanders entertaining.
Yeah.
He's probably going to turn the football over. He's going to throw wild touchdowns. That's not what we're getting. We're not getting the roller coaster of a quarterback performance. We're seeing Mr. Consistent and Mr. Accurate Jaden Daniels. I can't think of a franchise that's waking up today happier with the place they're in right now than the Commanders.
Yeah. When you look at the record versus the other people in their division, when you look at the state of their future going forward, you got to feel good. You got to feel good if you're the Washington Commanders. And you're right, especially not out of the contenders. Our next stop, we're going to have a guest barge in here to the Get Around. Kate Shumslin, our next stop brings us to some breaking news.
I got a little bit St. Lucie Battery and Tire breaking news for you. The New York Mets have tied it in the top of the 8th. It is 3-3 right now. Runners on base with 0 outs. We got a tie ball game in Atlanta.
Oh, man. So if you recall, if you just tuned in, the situation that's going on in Atlanta right now, a doubleheader between division rivals, Mets and Braves. If they split that series, both teams make the playoffs. If one team sweeps that doubleheader, then the team that sweeps is in. The team that gets swept is out, and the Diamondbacks are in. So the winner of this game really controls their destiny. No doubt about that.
So the winner of this game controls their destiny. Really, both teams still will control their destiny because if you win the second game after you lose the first one, you have a shot there. I don't know what I would be rooting for if I'm the Diamondbacks right now. You kind of was hoping if you're the Diamondbacks that the first game was a blowout. You probably were hoping that because if you have a contentious first game, there's a chance that maybe the Braves, let's say the Braves win a very close first game. There's a chance that maybe they're like a little heated. You know what I'm saying? A little bothered, a little bit, contentious. Maybe they feel like the Mets are a threat, and they're like, we got to keep this team out of the playoffs.
The team that loses gets showed up on the mound, strike 3, shows them up. The other team, the dugout's angry, And exactly,
You wanna
get
blow
anger
out.
between the both. You
Yeah.
want to beat them just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Another live update, boys. Mets take the lead. It's 4-3,
Wow.
0 outs, top of the
Wow.
8th.
Talk about Atlanta sports collapses. This will be right up there with them if the Braves go on to lose this one and the back end of the doubleheader at home. Now, that would be prototypical, stereotypical Atlanta sports.
It's tough because they got a lot of injuries this year.
Yeah.
The Braves have, like, a lot of their best players
No
have
excuses.
been out.
No excuses. Because I don't know which Braves players are injured. What's next, Kate?
Next stop.
Let's go to Inglewood, California. Where is that, you say? That's where SoFi Stadium
Hey,
is.
all right.
Travis
Love it
Kelce,
out there.
hey, he actually woke up. 7 catches for 89 yards in Sunday's 17-10 victory over the Chargers for the Chiefs, but that really wasn't the headline of the game. It wasn't the welcome to the year 2024 Travis Kelce. It was, we may have seen the last of Rashee Rice in 2024 after he got injured from Pat Mahomes trying to make a tackle after an interception.
It's no coincidence that Travis Kelce had his best game in the same game that Rashee Rice went out, because the guy who's been dominating in the same portion of the field that Kelce used to is Rice, who is more explosive, has better hands, is better after the catch, and a better route runner right now than Travis Kelce. He's a shell of himself. He's washed. I can't think of a worse play outcome for the Chiefs than Patrick Mahomes throwing an ill-advised interception in the triple coverage to Travis Kelce, him then tracking down the defender, making a tackle, your franchise quarterback, the guy that this whole thing swings on, and in the process of trying to make a tackle, him injuring Rashee Rice, the most important weapon on that offense right now. You already got Pacheco out, injuring him, and it looks like that might be for the year. We have Andy Reid already saying that the Chiefs are going to have to spread the ball around now in their offensive attack. That could be good to build chemistry with other guys, but the chemistry that Rice and Mahomes had today was looking like one of the best connections between receiver and quarterback in the league, and that's going to hurt the Chiefs' playoffs hopes even more than the Pacheco injury. This is dire. This is terrible for Kansas City.
I think going into Sunday, he was leading the NFL in passing in receiving yards.
Receiving yards, yeah. One of the two, yeah.
I mean, Rashee Rice gone. He's out of here.
He was the offense, especially with Pacheco out. He was probably going to get 10, 11, 12 targets on Sunday. It's ugly for the Chiefs. I do wonder how much wiggle room they have in their cap space to go out and try and get a guy like Amari Cooper from the Browns. That's what's been rumored. I don't think they can stand pat with that wide receiver room as is. Sky Moore, I need to see less. Less is more when it comes to Sky Moore. And if he ever is the number one target or the play is drawn up for him on a third down again, I'm going to have to pull Andy Reid's coaching card because that is just not the position you want to put him in. What's next there, Kate?
Next stop.
Let's take a trip in the time machine. NFL was great yesterday. But really, apart from Bama, Georgia, the college football game that resonated most in my brain wasn't my Penn State Nittany Lions. It was maybe about a half-hour drive from here, Kaseya Center, because I want to go to Hard Rock Stadium, where number 7 Miami held off Virginia Tech 38-34 to stay unbeaten after the Hail Mary that wasn't.
That play, I was so aggravated because we were back at the ESPN West Palm offices following a night of shooting Friday Night Football. So I'm watching, as I was shooting a game at St. Andrews, a high school football game, watching the Miami game on my phone. A lot of my highlights have Miami highlights sounds in the background because I'm a little, I'm tag teaming right now. I'm a little bit multitasking. And to get back to the office and to see the referees wait 15 seconds, then throw up their arms and call that a touchdown after that ball did more moving than the get around, like in Buddy's hands. It was ugly. It was never a catch. He never had the ball in his possession. And if they had to rule that was a catch just based on the lack of evidence to overturn it because it was so muddied up and there were so many players involved, I would have been almost as sick about that as I was about that Fiesta Bowl call where the refs threw the late flag. Chris Gamble, Ohio State, the reason why I hate Buckeyes fans and the Buckeyes for the eternity. That would have been sick.
It was a master in dramatics. What's up, Cade?
You know how those little kids are watching their favorite movie and their face is right up to the television screen?
Yes.
That was Theo in the office after that play went down. The replay came on.
Yeah.
He runs over to the TV and he's staring right in front of it,
Trying
and then
to look.
throws up his hands and then says it's not a catch And then they paced for about another 10 minutes while the refs got their stuff together.
I had to walk out and go get a coffee while they were doing that. I was that nervous about what the outcome of that play would have been, and I didn't want to be around people when I heard it.
Yeah, the ball and chain went to bed. So I'm sitting there on my couch after a long days of work in the pitch black, watching the game going, oh,
God.
Screaming in the living room because I couldn't believe it. Again, I don't have a dog in a fight. I thought it'd be hilarious if Miami lost that way.
Yeah, thanks.
I thought it'd be cool for Miami to still be relevant as we go later into the college football season. And the length of time it took from the end of that play to they eventually called a touchdown. You said like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And then there was also maybe 5 seconds in there where the ball was still loose, and then eventually I forget what player from Miami took the ball out of the scrum, ran down the field.
Yeah.
That's the pop from Miami Hard Rock Stadium because of how silent it was in Hard Rock Stadium when that ball went up because everyone was looking for the ball to be slapped down, rolling in the back of the end zone or whatever, and how long it took where everyone was giving their theories about how, man, the ACC can't really afford Miami to lose that game. If the call is up to the review booth at the ACC headquarters, you know which way they want to lean. But what I want to say is they got the right call. Maybe they didn't use the legal kind of correct way to do it.
Yeah.
Because they did call it a touchdown. There was a lot of evidence there. Not sure if it was too damning to overturn the call.
Yeah.
Replay review should not be used 100%. It should not be you have to have undisputable evidence. It should not be that way.
Yeah.
I know that's the rule. I know that's the law in all of sports that we've seen. Has to be undisputable video evidence. It should not be that way. If you are 51% positive that he was safe, that ball was caught, that ball was dropped, if it's 51% or more, then go with that side. That's what it tells for me. I don't need to rely on some 55-year-old referee who has so many other things going on the field right now to rely on his eyeballs to be a determining factor when you have the cameras.
I'm with you on, and I think that they do it. I just think the letter of the law says clear and undisputable. But there's a good chance because if they called that one from Friday night, a no catch, if they were able to overturn that one, then clearly it's not a 100% thing. It could be 99.9 or 95% because if you were a person that was arguing that was a catch, that he did receive it and hold it for a split second, there's enough in there for you to still make an argument. If you freeze frame it the right way, you can have a leg to stand on. But come on, dude. That was not even close to a catch.
Yeah, I think it was the right call.
Justice was served.
Incomplete was the right call.
Justice was served, and Cam Ward is still on his Heisman track.
Yeah, that end of that game kind of took away from the drive that Cam Ward led to give Miami the lead on the drive prior.
Yeah.
That chest pass while going to the ground. Man. I forget who he hit in the chest, one of the tight ends.
88, yeah.
Yeah, one of the white guys. I don't know.
Well, actually, I think he's a brother. 88. We'll have to look on it. I'm not
maybe white sleeves.
Yeah, as I say. But either way, and then his play after the catch to go out there and score it. It was incredible. It was elite. It was amazing. And if you're the Miami Dolphins, going to be hard to follow up a performance like that at home tonight against the Tennessee Titans team that you literally lost your season to last year. That's something that gets slept on. That Dolphins-Titans game last year where the Dolphins were up by 13 with under 14 to go, and they were unable to close it out. The Titans come back and beat them in the last 2 minutes with a Will Levis-led team. That's what lost them the division. That's the reason why they had to travel to Arrowhead and play in that sub-zero game against the eventual Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. And we're not standing here today talking about the Dolphins having a 24-year drought of winning a playoff game, which is the longest in all professional sports. If they just simply close out a game against the Titans. There's some demons to exercise here tonight at Hard Rock Stadium. And if you're the Dolphins and you're doing it with Snoop Huntley, at the very least, you got a fresh face in there who won't be feeling, some of the hauntings and the demons of Dolphins past there.
And the bruises from last week. Skylar Thompson got his butt kicked in that game. He had some I don't know what the official diagnosis was, but it was a rib injury from last weekend, and he got hit hard.
Whenever your quarterback has a rib injury, that's on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, I know sacks is a quarterback stat. If my guy has his ribs busted up, we're doing something wrong up front. Hopefully the Dolphins are able to sort that thing out. We got an interview from Tyler Hero on the other side, one of the stars of the Miami Heat, who we did get a chance to catch up with here today at Heat Media Day. Again, this squad coming off of a playoff appearance that it was by way of the play-in again, which I'm sure they don't want to have to put themselves in the live bullets of play-in basketball again this year. But They got it done. They got to the first round. They lost to the Celtics in 5 games. We talked to Tyler Hero about what he did this offseason, a lot of weight gaining, a lot of training to be playing off the ball with Terry Rozier. We also got his thoughts on the Timberwolves and Knicks trade that sent Karl Anthony Towns out of Minneapolis and into Madison Square Garden with those Knicks. And you'll be surprised his take on that blockbuster trade. Tyler Hero on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hear that? The sound of water being poured on 800-degree rocks. If you were here in this sauna, you'd be so hot you wouldn't have the energy to move. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. Besides, after a long ride, a helmet sweat is way more satisfying. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without even breaking a sweat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Time now for a PNC Pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur. And most certainly, never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
You okay?
Sorry, I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
FX presents American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez.
Football is all I got. Everything's okay when I'm playing ball.
You can't make mistakes, Aaron. People are watching you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Is there something that you want to tell me?
You don't know the kind of thoughts I have.
FX's American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez. All new Tuesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
It's the Good Greek Spiro. For the best move ever, go to goodgreek.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. No Tina today because we're on the move. We're out at Kaseya Center for Miami Heat Media Day. 46 wins last year. They're entering year 17 under head coach Erik Spoelstra, the man who got it out the mud from the video room up to the lead spot on the bench. We actually missed out on our interview with Spo, but it was for good reason, C-Cat, and it was to deliver the good people a conversation with the one and only Tyler Herro, who enters year 6. He's put on some weight. He also has changed his mentality and his haircut. Here it is, our conversation earlier with Tyler Herro. Theo Dorsey here with ESPN West Palm, and I'm sitting here with Tyler Herro entering year 6 with the Miami Heat, year 1 with the buzz cut. The real question here is, did you have to cheat on your barber for this one, or is this same guy able to do this look too?
Same guy. My barber's elite. He's 1-on-1, so he's definitely got me right.
You said up there on the dais that it's a more of a militaristic look. I said you're in album mode now. What other way would you describe this new look for you as you enter this year as a vet?
So I told you it's my military look, bro. I'm moving militant, trying to put a full version of my best version of myself for this season.
Coach Spo up there, he mentioned, when he talked about the guys that are going to lean on the heaviest there for the starting 5 likely, he mentioned yourself, Terry Rozier, Bam, and Jimmy, who haven't really got a chance to get out there and see what y'all can do at a full potential to get together. For you, what are you hoping to see out of that 5th spot in the starting lineup that y'all can play alongside? What do you feel like those 4 is missing in that 5th spot?
Honestly, I'm not going to get into anything that's going to be starters or off the bench. Myself, teammates, whatever Spo and Pat and the coaching staff come up with, that's what we're going with. They're going to put us in the best position to win. Everyone in this building, everyone in this organization wants to win a championship.
What about for you, man? You said you put on 12 pounds here. You've been eating everything through the off season. Is it for you keeping that weight up, as well as being able to use some of that weight in those playoff series when you really need it? Like, how much did you glean from what happened in that Celtics series that made you choose that decision?
Yeah, I feel like if I could go into the playoffs at the weight I'm in now, I feel like I would be it'd be very good and beneficial for me in my body and ultimately my game. Obviously, we play a lot more physical in the playoffs. Refs don't call as much, and I feel like having that extra strength and the extra weight is good for me. I've gained weight in the past. I've lost it throughout the season just running, and my eating habits kind of go down as the season continues to go because of scheduling, and we land at 4 a.m. There's different times you have to get your meals in. So my biggest thing this year is trying to keep that weight on. I've never came into camp this heavy, but so I want to be that heavy and also keep it on.
We got Wisconsin's finest. We also got the guy pulling up here with the freshest of the cuts here in Tyler Herro ahead of another year 17 under Erik Spoelstra. You talked about it. You're like, I got some of the best basketball minds here with the Miami Heat. Why would I even think about who should go where and what my role should be?
Yeah.
But having this many years with this organization, with Spo, what has that kind of done for you mentally as you've matured as a young man and as a player?
Yeah, just blessed. I feel like I kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit the last couple of years and worried about points per game and accolades and stuff like that. Ultimately I came into the league as a winner. At Kentucky I was a winner. In high school I was a winner. I want to continue to be a winner. And last season that's not how we do things around here, at least. And we obviously were banged up, but we want to be putting ourselves in a position to where we can play late into June and late into May and early into June. So that's our goal, and we're really excited to be back. And like I said, we have some of the best basketball minds in the world in this building right here. So my job's easy. I just got to go and play basketball, and that's ultimately where I'm at in my headspace and everything else that comes with it. Like I said, just got 2 great guys who've done a lot of winning in this profession, and we're going to leave it to them to decide who's starting, who's playing, who's not playing. Everyone knows what I think about myself, and we're going to let the decision makers make the decision.
What do you credit most to that change of mindset this offseason? And also, where do you think, and you're just, we all do it, especially when we're younger. Yeah. You're out there, soul searching. You're looking. You're trying to figure out what's best for you. What do you think kind of diverted you off of that path of win first, where you were thinking about your own statistics and whatnot earlier?
Obviously I've always wanted to win, but like I said, I think just getting too caught up in the points per game and my role and this, that, hearing what they have to say. I'm not worried about it. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone can form their own opinion. Like I said, we have two very smart basketball minds in here, including, the guys that we have on the roster, and everyone, comes into with the open, healthy mindset and let the coaches decide on who plays and who doesn't play. And I'm excited.
Where were you when you found out that your other former Kentucky Wildcat was headed to the Knicks and another Eastern Conference foe made a big move?
Yeah, I was at dinner the other night. We were sitting at dinner, and it was like Cat to New York. I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to give my opinion on it, but I like Minnesota a little bit more. I think Minnesota won the deal.
That's giving your opinion on it a little bit. He said, I'm not going to do it. Tyler Hero joining us here on ESPN West Palm. And also for you, when you see those kind of moves that other Eastern Conference teams are making, though, and you see that the Heat feel like y'all have it within y'all's locker room. Obviously, you add a guy like Nasir Little, who's a dog who is looking to reiterate what he is in this league. How much more confidence is that putting yourself? Because now it's like they're looking at you like, nah, we don't need to make a trade. We just need you to step up and be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, it's ultimately like the biggest praise you can have, from like the organization. Obviously we've been at this with this core for now going into year 6. We've won a lot, we've lost some, and we've been up and down. And I feel like, for the organization to bring us all back, some of us young guys continue to get better. Some of the younger vets like myself continue to get better. And then we rely on our big dogs, Jimmy and Bam, to help us, take us over the top. And, eventually, like I said, to put a championship team together, you're going to need everyone to step up. So you can be top heavy and not have nothing at the bottom, or you can have all 1 through 17 can all play, and I feel like that's what we have here.
That's exactly what it looks like when you look through the names on the roster that y'all have here going into the Bahamas. I also look at, again, that potential starting lineup, and I start to think, okay, I saw Bam stretching the floor a little bit more this summer.
Yep.
You talked about how you're going to be you've been working on playing off the ball more, and those are two things that create space in the offense. How excited are you for this new look offense? Not just with you and Bam creating more space, but then also you're going to get a full season of Terry Rozier, who is like you said, the ultimate competitor at PG.
No, yeah. I think it's good. Like you said, Bam's continue to expand his game, and I think that's the biggest thing with, us NBA players, especially here in Miami. We all want to continue to get better every single year, and that's ultimately what it's about. I feel like I haven't brought the best version of myself throughout a whole, a season yet, and that's my goal, is to be able to put a full season together of me being my best version, and I feel like that'll bring the best out of everyone. And then having, obviously adding Terry to the mix, I think he's, with the offensive, firepower he brings, his speed, his quickness, getting up the floor faster, spacing more. I feel like we'll have a lot of areas to exploit. We have a lot of talent, like you said.
Is it weird seeing Coach Cal in a different color?
It is, it is. I kind of like it though. I love Kentucky. I'm a Kentucky boy through and through, but I am a Cal guy too, so I'm following a little bit of Arkansas Razorbacks and Kentucky basketball right now.
Gotta love that. And then for you, I know it's you talked about how y'all believe in this building that a championship is not only what y'all are capable of creating, but that's what the ultimate goal is. Just for you specifically, I heard Spo talk about you evolving on defense. You've talked about being better off the ball. Are there any other things mentally or even, like you said, physically, you added the weight that you feel like you can add, that you can bring this year, that might shock some folks that didn't see it coming?
Yeah, mentally too, I think it's a big thing, like you said, just coming in with the right mindset. I said it earlier on the podium, just not coming in with any expectations of how much I'm going to average or how much I'm going to play or start or this, that. I know what I'm capable of as a player, and the organization knows what I'm capable of, and that's really all that matters. I just continue to put the work in and see what happens.
You was reading this summer, huh? You picked up a couple books?
Come on,
some
man.
podcasts.
Yeah, I'm definitely reading a little more and trying to, just be more in tune with what's going on and being more mature.
Yes, sir. Maturing as a man, and then also with the buzz cut, the military cut, Tyler Hero joining us. This very last one for you is before we let you go here, you're bringing in a rook and Khalil Ware, who, I mean, we saw the draft, profile after he got selected. Then you saw him in summer league, and you're like, whoa, this might be a whole nother dimension offensively and defensively. When you see him and you think about how y'all can play a little bit of two-man game as well as what he adds on defense, what's the number one thing that you're excited about playing with him?
I mean, just his raw features that he has. I don't know how much he's going to be able to play and come in and contribute as a rookie. It's never easy to do that as a big man, especially coming behind Bam, K-Love, TB. But all those guys are great guys that he can continue to learn from and great vets. But the things that I feel like he could bring right away are the things you see: his length, he can block shots, he can rebound, he can run the floor, catch lobs. All those things are things he can do right now in the league, and I think that's awesome. Being able to draft a rookie like that who can come in and, contribute those, because those are small things that mean, the world and throughout the basketball games. Having another guy down there that can protect the rim, a guy that can block shots is big. So I'm excited to see how Khalil continues to grow.
Tyler Hero, appreciate you making time and enjoy the Bahamas in the season.
Appreciate
Sergeant Hero right here taking the headset off. That was Tyler Hero. The Heat hit camp literally in a couple days in the Bahamas. Going to be a good time for them. We'll check in with them and see how that goes for them as they gear up for another hopeful postseason run. On the other side, we talk Monday Night Football. We give our picks plus some prize picks lineup tips right here on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
ESPN 106.3 is the world's first sports radio station with an easy on, easy off feature. Using a superior blend of new age fibers, every second sounds pure and crisp. ESPN 106.3, it's good for you.
Make Twin Peaks your football headquarters to watch all your teams all season long. Win or lose, you always win with the Eats, Drink, Scenic Views, and Twin Peaks 29-degree ice-cold beers. Enjoy made-from-scratch favorites. Enjoying all football all season long. Can't make it for the games? That's fine. Come through for $5 happy hour man-sized drafts and select appetizers as well. The Ultimate Guys Lodge is the ultimate football lodge, and that is Twin Peaks.
The annual Boca Raton Bowls ABC Supply Great Chefs Tailgate Showcase, presented by Boca Raton Innovation Campus and CP Group, heats up on Tuesday, October 15th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Join me, Theo Dorsey, with ESPN West Palm at Brick in Boca Raton as dozens of local chefs, breweries, and cocktail masters serve their favorite tailgate classics. Tickets are on sale now. Visit spiritofgivingnetwork.org/events to purchase your tickets today.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Running around the house out of control when Ryan Williams caught that ball from Jalen Milroe.
Wait, why,
Sweet
Theo?
Feet.
You're not a Bama fan.
Sweet feet and danced around into the end zone?
Uh-huh.
I know I'm not a fan of Bama, but I'm a fan of loading up my pockets.
Ooh.
I'm a fan of getting to the Skrilla and putting some money where my mouth is. And I knew Ryan Williams was a talent, all right? I didn't know he was that good, wide receiver for Bama, 17 years old. I knew he was a talent, so when I was putting my Prize Pick entry together, and for those of you that don't know what Prize Picks is, come on, where you been at? It's America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, over 5 million active members. All you got to do on Prize Picks is you pick more or less on 2 to 6 different player stat projections, and you watch the winnings roll in just like I did. I needed one more Jalen Milroe passing touchdown. I needed a Ryan Williams touchdown before that game ended. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you to Georgia for staying in it, for making it a contest, and thank you to Milroe and Ryan Williams for making my day and helping make me some scratch. You know, CCAT, now you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Just 4 can get you 100 times your money.
That's incredible.
Incredible stuff there. Prize Picks, the only real money daily fantasy platform with an insurance policy as well for injuries. So if your lineup stays in play even after your player gets injured, think about guys like Rashee Rice that went out for the game. You had him in a lineup, don't worry. Prize Picks is going to keep you alive. The Chiefs wish they had that kind of a mulligan. Prize Picks, though, is also locked in for you right now if you're just getting started. So make sure you tap in. Use the promo code THEOD. You instantly get $50 when you play just $5. The promo code is THEOD. I just gave it to my big brother. He hopped on there. He played a $5 lineup. He got $50 instantly to continue to play with, and it's guaranteed. Run your game with Prize Picks, and a couple of picks I have for tonight's Monday Night Football. I'll give you a few from both games, the Dolphins and the Titans, as well as the Seahawks and those Lions. And I'm really loving more than 59.5 receiving yards for Jameson Williams. He's coming off a down game. Expect him. I mean, he could get that in one play.
Sure can. Home run hitter.
And that is it has a devil face next to it, which means it's a big multiplier. I also like more than 3.5 receptions for Devon Achane. Dolphins back. He had 7 in the first 2 games of the season. Expect Snoop Huntley to go for some easy early stuff that involves a guy like Achane getting the ball in his hands early and getting off to the breaks. How about just making a couple picks tonight? Who you got between the Dolphins and the Titans tonight in the revenge games for Miami?
It's a gross game.
Yeah.
Snoop Huntley in, going with the Dolphins. Why not?
Yeah.
And then with the Lions, give me the Seahawks. Not a sexy pick, but I'm going to go with them in the 4 points.
I do see the Seahawks getting them on the road, upsetting them. It's a really dangerous play to play, but I'm going to be playing that as well. But the Dolphins winning at home, I love tonight as well. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Miami Heat Media Day stuff going to be flooding your YouTube timeline, so tap in. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
Time for listener mail. Jim in Jupiter writes, Dear ESPN 106.3, some maniac just cut me off in traffic. What should I do? Jim, do nothing. Relax. Turn up your radio and enjoy the drive while listening to ESPN 106.3. Life's just better that way.